we've got statistics through the roof of men killing themselves, and no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to say, okay, maybe we need to, you know, afford men the opportunity to speak about how they feel. Maybe we need to take some of the stigma away of what it is to be kind of a man in society. You know, I feel like we get very caught up on this kind of men should be men, but in reality, what is a man? Like, what do you need as a man to be the best possible person you can be, not in society, but for yourself, you know, to feel good about yourself? Men are walking around with all these emotions and society's telling them not to talk about it. And they just come out in really destructive ways. Like, you get men out there fighting each other, killing each other because they have poor emotional management. And if they took the time out to look at maybe some of the hurt and upset that's been going on in their lives, they wouldn't be acting like this towards each other. I think for me, mental health, the relationship is probably rooted in a lot of trauma. So my depression when I was younger was a result of my cousin, who was my best friend, being murdered. And I think as a young man, I felt like I needed to cope. There was expectation not to manage what was going on, but just to appear like I'm coping with what was going on. And I think I was 19 at the time when it started to catch up with me. And I had a lot of anger and a lot of upset and a lot of sadness inside. But I think I just felt like I needed to carry on and get on with it. But as a young man, I don't think you realise just how big the impact is of your experiences. I didn't realise that hit me so deep, and I didn't understand what depression was until it finally caught up with me. And I've experienced it firsthand, but I've also had friends who have attempted to take their lives just because, you know, they don't feel like they're able to verbalise what's going on. I feel like in society, men are kind of socialised not to speak. So it's very acceptable to show anger, but we're kind of not socialised to, I don't know, show vulnerability or show hurt or show upset or show depression. We just need to show that, you know, we're angry or we're strong. You either get happy, angry, strong. You don't get anything else in between. You know, there have been situations where I've seen guys who are seen as the biggest men on the streets and stuff, you know, coming into your arms and crying, or coming to you and crying their eyes out because of stuff that they've experienced when they're younger. I've had friends calling me in the middle of the night, having taken overdoses. I guess I'm the kind of person that a lot of my friends come to when they feel like they need to talk. When I've seen, you know, just a lot of men bursting to have a conversation about something, but all of this kind of expectation and stereotype and kind of societal view and community expectation, all of those kind of stuff just prevents them from coming to have, you know, real life conversations. And I just feel like people need to know you are loved and it is okay to not feel okay. And if you need to have a conversation, it's okay to say to somebody, I am not coping right now. I am not okay. Like, what's going on with me is not something I feel like I can manage on my own. I just feel like there's so much stacked against us, telling us that we shouldn't talk, that we get to a point where we don't feel like we can. Every man's out here trying to be strong. Like, I want to be strong, I want to be big, but in reality, I think there's a very deep strength in managing your emotions. That's a strength that's often overlooked. I feel like that's important. If you're able to throw love out there to other people, you've also got to apply that love to yourself. You know, you are worth probably much more than you think when you're at your lowest state. I don't think people realise the value in life and the value in who they are as people. And we'll sign up to the gym, we'll get protein shakes, we'll spend all this money on keeping our bodies okay. Why are we not looking after our minds?